The following is a review for critical, analytical, and educational purposes only, and is protected under Article 17 and 107 in the United States Fair Use Code. This video is not an infringement on copyright. Please enjoy the video.
Okay, I didn't see this coming. Yes, I was aware that this movie was coming out, it's my job to know, but I didn't actually expect this remake of the 1987 Paul Verhoeven film to actually turn out good. In fact, this remake, directed by Elite Squad director Jose Padilla, is pretty darn good. Don't get me wrong, it's not as good as the original, but yeah, as a 2014 action movie, it's decent enough. The action is competently well staged, if a bit repetitive. After all, because of the PG-13 and 12A certificate, the violence has been significantly toned down, but that's not a reason to dismiss this remake on its own. The original had gore, and the gore was awesome, but RoboCop wasn't awesome because it had gore. But I feel that if this movie was rated 15, then the action scenes could have cut a bit more loose. There are only so many ways we can watch RoboCop gun down a small army of gangsters. But let's talk about what this movie not only does well, but actually does better than the original. In the original version, we never saw Alex Murphy interact with his family before he became RoboCop, so when the audience were expected to feel sympathetic for the character, it didn't quite gel. This remake, however, actually gives Murphy a more personal character, and his relationship with his family is the central crux of the narrative, and the idea of whether or not he can have a normal life with his wife and son after his transformation is almost fascinating in its execution. Another improvement are the performances. Michael Keaton, Gary Oldman, and Abby Cornish are brilliant. Joel Kinnaman does very well in the lead role, but I don't think he's quite as good as Peter Weller from the original. For the first time in a live-action movie, Jay Baruchel is tolerable, and Samuel L. Jackson has a small but pivotal role as a talk show host that is such a scarily accurate parody of Fox News that it's almost funny in its sheer audacity. And that's another aspect that is interesting, and that's the cultural commentary of this movie. This remake has the same satirical bite as the original, as it seeks to bring media, corporations, and the modern police forces under scrutiny, but it does so in clever ways that makes it different from the original, but it still makes it feel like RoboCop. The target is the same, but the weapons are different. But this isn't a great movie, as it's oddly structured, and there are times when Gary Oldman might as well be staring straight into the camera and explaining the themes of the movie instead of letting the action speak for themselves. And like I said, the action is okay but a bit repetitive. But overall, this is a surprisingly good remake that takes what worked about the original and tweaks them in clever ways, but it can still be considered its own independent creation. I give RoboCop 3.5 stars out of 5.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Show me.